Welcome back to Uncorked, everyone. I'm your host, Bobby, and today we are back at Harvey's in Starkville with the man who has many titles, general manager and beverage director being just two of those, and we're going to be talking about wine today. Imagine that.
Yeah, so we're just going to kind of talk through some of our Italian options. I think when most people think about Italy, they think about Pinot Grigio, they think about Prosecco, they think about, you know, some of the white varietals that Italy offers, and I tend to think more about Brunello and Barolo and about Amarone. And so that's kind of what we're going to taste today. We're going to taste the Renato Rotti Nebiolo, which is really a baby Barolo. I also refer to Nebiolo as like Pinot Noir's eccentric Italian cousin, you know, just a little bit of a commonality there as far as the climate and everything. And then we're also going to taste the Vietti Barolo, which is Nebbiolo that's been aged a little bit further. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Italian's one of my favorites, so I'm very excited. I love especially the Piedmont region, which is where both of these come from. And they also have my favorite grape there, Barbera, not because it sounds like Barbara, but that's actually what they consider the wine of the people because that's what they drink. They age these, and these are more for like special occasions, whereas everyday people in Piedmont may not drink these, but these are some of my absolute favorites. Two very iconic wineries out of Piedmont. So let's get started. I love Nebbiolo. So which one are we starting with first?
Yeah, we'll do the Nebbiolo on the right first. And we actually pour this by the glass here. You know, Nebbiolo is not something you typically see poured by the glass, but it's one of my favorites. And so it'll probably be a mainstay on our menu just to offer a little bit of uniqueness.
I love Italian wines. They're very earthy. They're very dry, but refreshing. My favorite thing to blind taste in studies is Nebiolo next to Sangiovese. Yeah. Mainly because I get excited when I get it right. There's always this trick if you're ever at home and you're one of those people who loves to try different wines and you want to figure out the blind tasting technique. So Nebiolo dries your mouth out. It ends in tannins. That's that drying tannins. Remember, dry your mouth out. Sangiovese will dry your mouth out, but then that acid hits and it makes you salivate again. Yes. So that's your big key difference because they look almost identical.
Very true. And what I like about this is that it's just very young. It's very bright. Despite being very dry, and it's just completely drinkable.
Mm-hmm. And Nebbiolo is also is the only grape in the world when you blind it, when you look at it against a white paper, that it has this burnt orange rim. Now, when you're blind tasting, you get it confused a lot because color will fade as a wine ages. So sometimes, we think it's like an aged Pinot Noir.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of Nebbiolo.
Yeah, and the Nebbiolo is very young, so you don't see it as much. But in this Barolo, I definitely see that bright orange rim for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you can just taste that extra oak on this wine.
It's beautiful, though.
Both of them are great. Beautiful. This one is obviously one you can just kind of like sip outside, even though it is dry. It's still got all those juicy cherry flavors. Yeah. And then this one is that one that's like, give me a steak.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, I don't want to not mention some of our other Italian options. This beautiful Chianti Classico, which is very on trend again right now. Amarone, a couple of Super Tuscans, the Gaia Pramis being my favorite. And then probably my all-time favorite Italian wine is Brunello De Montocino. And this Casanova di Neri is outstanding.
Yes, those are all really great options. And just before we end, just because there is a large vegan community in Starkville and the Golden Triangle, Vietti is a vegan wine. It actually shows you on the back, it says vegan. So what that means, yes, ironically, all wines are not vegan.
That's right, the egg whites.
Yep.
Exactly.
And the casein, which is a milk protein. But another thing, when you're drinking Italian wines, most Italian wineries do not filter their wines because they think that the sediment, which is what you're filtering out, is tasting the soil.
Exactly. And all you have to do is just not pour that last drop and you'll be just fine.
So come on out to Harvey's in Starkville and let them take care of you and not pour that little last drop of sediment because these are very trained professionals, and we will see y'all next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.